Hey guys, Mr. B XRP here, and welcome back. Today is March 13th of 2020, and if you can hear the sound of my voice, it means you survived last night, which is a big deal, I can tell you. Um, I mean, it started yesterday morning, and the market was getting crazy and doing some weird stuff. And I believe from yesterday morning, I saw the market cap of the cryptocurrency market go from somewhere around 236 billion to the time I went to sleep last night. I think it was at about 118 billion. I mean, it was unbelievable. And what happened last night, the way that the floor had been pulled out from beneath the market, I had never seen anything like it. Absolutely, no, I was riveted. I'd never seen anything like it, and I know a lot of people were shocked by it. But if somebody had asked me before yesterday, do I ever think I would have seen XRP go down as low as it did? I would say I wouldn't imagine. I just absolutely could not imagine. I think the lowest I saw was 11 cents on Coinbase. I heard others saw on different platforms 10 and 9 cents. But unbelievable. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And it just shows you, this. There's no guarantees in this space. There's no obviously there's no stability. There's no stability in the stock market right now either. So this is the Wild West, and this is serious stuff, guys. As you know, this is serious stuff, and a lot of people yesterday lost a lot of money. And they lost a lot of money in a lot of different ways. The one way is they just got scared and they sold, which it's a shame, but it's everybody's got to make the decisions that are best for them. And the other people are the people that got liquidated. And in my video yesterday, I talked about these crypto loans, and people got liquidated at 15.5 cents. And I was talking about those folks yesterday in my video. Well, how many people got liquidated last night at 11 cents? Or 10 cents, or even 9 cents, if it actually got down to 9 cents. It's unbelievable how many people potentially got liquidated last night. Hang on one second, I gotta grab a bottle of water. I'm in my office. I had to grab water out of my refrigerator here. I can't imagine how many people got liquidated last night. And also, after I made my video yesterday talking about the liquidations at 15 cents, a lot of people made, and I give these people credit for admitting it publicly, a lot of people made comments in my comment section that they too got liquidated. I mean, not 100%. Some people, it sounds like they did. But a lot of people lost a lot of money. And when you wonder who was selling yesterday, a lot of those sales were people who had crypto loans that got liquidated. So it was a bloodbath. Now, here's the thing, right? So I saw the Dr. was it Fauci from the CDC this morning on Fox News, and he was talking about, it sounded like his best case scenario was here in the United States that it might take 4 to 8 weeks before we see this kind of go through its cycle, our current event situation. So we could be in for, and it was kind of a minimum that he said, and I'm not trying to be negative here, guys, I'm just reporting the news. So we could be in for at least another 2 months of crazy financial markets. So as I'm sitting here today, let's see if we can refresh CoinMarketCap here. As I'm sitting here right now, XRP's at 14, so it's at what is it here? $0.148, which is almost 15 cents. So could we see it go back down to 11 cents? I think so. I think it's possible. Now, I'm not a trader. I don't do charts. I don't do TA. There's plenty of those guys out there, and they're glad to tell you about where it's going to go and all this other stuff. I don't know, but I would say this: anything is possible at this point. After what we saw yesterday, anything is possible. Absolutely anything's possible. And from what I understand, Bitcoin dropped below 5,000 as well. In fact, I think it dropped below 4,000. I think it was I think it might have went to like 3,900 or 3,800 last night. Like it was crazy, absolutely crazy. So anyway, let's go through the numbers. I've got some more commentary for you on my thoughts, and obviously, these are just my thoughts and opinions, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just kind of sharing with you what I see out there and my common sense, opinion to what's going on here. So anyway, Bitcoin right now is at 52.11, Ethereum's at 124, XRP is at just under 15 cents. And one of the things, and I didn't pull it up, and I wish I had, Life's Tough Media, Dustin Planthold had made a tweet last night, and darn it, I wish I had pulled it up. He had mentioned that with the market crumbling like it did last night, that a lot of crypto projects were going to go out of business last night. In fact, he said hundreds of them were going to fold, and he knew of CEOs that were were in bad shape, and unfortunately were going to lose their companies. It's really, really sad, and we hate to see these people go out of business and lose their companies. But obviously, it's the nature of markets, and this is the way it goes. So sad situation. But I've always said this, and I know Brad Garlinghouse has said this. I think 99% of these projects are going to go away, and I still think 1% is too many. I don't see 52 different digital asset projects out there. I just don't see it. But we're going to see how that pans out, and I think in the next upcoming days we're going to see or hear of different projects that have disappeared or gone out of business. So we'll have to keep our ears open on that. So jumping over to Fiat Leak. So Fiat Leak is showing us at 15 cents right now. And then jumping over to Twitter. So Michael Arrington, who's a venture capitalist guy and one of the toughest guys you're ever going to meet, he said this, and he said this last night. He said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The last several hours in crypto were absolutely terrifying, and I've seen some shite. I mean, Michael Arrington, it takes a lot, I think, to get him, riled up. And boy, he said it was terrifying. And I think it was terrifying for a lot of people. I think watching those numbers roll down as fast as they did, as hard as they did, was insanity, absolute insanity. So, which I've got some notes here on things I want to talk about. A lot of people were talking today about how they were able to, buy low, and that's fantastic for people who are adding to their bags. They had some great opportunities last night, and we know a lot of people got liquidated, and a lot of people sold because they were scared. And and with the continued economic challenges going on, one of the biggest challenges for investors is, look, even if you invested, everyone always talks about don't invest more than you're willing or that you can stand to lose, which is reasonable investing and smart investing. The problem with that is this: some people may be faced with some economic challenges that they didn't expect, and suddenly when they were actually investing within their means last month, suddenly is not within their means this month because they might lose their job. So a lot of people may be in a position where they're going to have to liquidate their crypto assets to pay the bills. I mean, I think that's going to be a factor over the next several weeks, and I think that it's going to be hard for some people to hold on to their assets if they're challenged at work. And a lot of people around the world, especially the United States, are going to have some challenges. And Disney World is closing on Sunday, and Disneyland is closing, and Universal Studios, and a lot of different places. So there are some real economic challenges going on, which creates tremendous opportunities for people who have cash that they can safely invest. There's tremendous opportunities. So this, that's the thing is, where there's negativity or where there's negative things happening to people, there's people that can capitalize on it and make money, and that's just the way the system works. So, for people that are in that position, they're really in a position to do very, very well. But I don't think we've seen the last of the crypto burn. I think we're going to see some more. And I'm watching the stock market now. I'm watching the TV. It's right in front of my computer here. And last time I checked, it was up like, 700 or 900. But, I based on where we're at, it's up 800. We'll see how that pans out. So moving on. This was from Ran Neuner, he's at Crypto Ran on Twitter. Everybody knows that he's a CNBC crypto journalist. And I don't know if this was tongue-in-cheek. I don't know if he was being sarcastic, but he said, okay, I'm going to ask it, even though I know you won't like it. If Bitcoin is not a store of value, a digital gold, or a non-correlated asset, and it hasn't scaled as a peer-to-peer cash system, what is it? Well, we've been asking those same questions. I mean, and he got a lot of crazy answers, magical money, useless, XRP, baby. Obviously the XRP community just stomped on him. Oh, look at this. White Sea Wind said a proof of concept, which that's interesting because that kind of supports the theory that some people have, and I kind of agree with, that Bitcoin was the beta for XRP. So that is interesting that White Sea Wind feels that way. But he asked this question and he got some answers, and he deserved those answers. Bitcoin is certainly not a store of value after we saw what happened to it last night. So, have at it, Rand. It's all yours. This from Michael at BAL Link. New York Fed Reserve announces on Thursday, March 12th, that it will be pumping 1.5 trillion into the financial markets over the coming weeks to cushion U.S. markets against the impact of the current event. So, I don't know where that 1.5 trillion is going to go. I haven't really heard specifically, and I know they need to do something to help the economy right now. But the truth is, I've been in business a long time, and I know you can't throw money at a problem. You have to solve problems, and money is just a temporary Band-Aid. And I just saw a video. I was watching Digital Asset Investors video, and it was I think it was Steve Mnuchin on 60 Minutes, or it wasn't Steve Mnuchin. It was it was Bernanke. I think it was Bernanke, the old I think he was the old Fed chairman, and he had said that when he was asked by the host of 60 Minutes, where does the money come from, because he was talking about stimulus money, he said, well, we just punch it in on the computer and just make the account bigger. I wish I had that video. It was unbelievable how he stated that, and I don't know if I have the right person in mind. I literally just caught it moments before I went to live and doing this video. But anyway, if you catch Digital Asset Investors video today, you'll see it, and I'm going to go back to it and check it out as well. All right, so moving on. This from Jim Hyatt. So this is a reminder for everyone.
The liquid market is really resilience, and that attribute of a healthy liquid market is really resilience, and that is getting at the ability for a market to recover from a significant systemic event.
This came out in the in a Ripple drop recently, and it was Brianne Manigan talking about liquidity during a systemic event, and I couldn't think of a greater opportunity for liquidity right now. In fact, I'm going to jump over here. I posted this on Twitter this morning. It's a perfect time for financial institutions to bring their Nostro money home and use Ripple ODL instead for the movement of their money. Hashtag no brainer. And then I tagged Bank of America, Western Union, SBI, and Brad Garlinghouse. And the point is, these banks have somewhere between $5 and $27 trillion overseas that they can use that money right now. They need that money right now, and there has never been a greater time to get to that money. So I'm hoping they have some plans in place. So this is from Dallas on Twitter, and he said about the current event, Store and Tarok bans cash over the current event. So if you look here, it says cash will not be accepted. Through this whole thing, we've seen countries burning cash and people putting cash in quarantine. Now some merchants don't want to accept cash. If somebody had asked me 3 weeks ago, what would it take to take cash out of the American public's hands, I would have said 3 weeks ago, well, the older people are not going to they're not going to like it. So it's probably going to take 10 years. We're going to have to phase it out and let the older people kind of kind of die off and so that, because they're not going to accept it. I mean, older people just are not going to accept the idea of not having cash. I just know. I mean, my dad's in his 70s. He wouldn't have given up his cash. So that was 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks later, if you ask me now, what would it take for people to give up their cash? It would be more of the same, showing people or proving to people that it's dangerous. And we're seeing that day after day after day. Now, I'm not suggesting that that this has anything to do with that. I'm not suggesting that anything was done here, because I do hear people talking about, some things are done on purpose and this and that. I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking, but I do think there's an opportunity here for countries to go digital. I would love, not just because I'm an XRP investor, but I hate carrying cash. I'm OCD. I don't like touching it. I've never liked touching it. I don't want to carry it. I don't even want to carry a wallet. Like, everything that's in my wallet should be in my phone. So I'm all for it. And I hope that we're moving in that direction. I think there's a tremendous opportunity to move toward digital money, like right now. And I hope that we're going to end up with that soon. This was from a guy named Grandmaster Kobe. And he posted this on Twitter and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, this is the market where legends are forged. This is the chaos from which we create greatness. Born from whiplash and fear, we emerge. A dynasty is born. You turn to roll the dice." And then he goes on to say, "Leverage on, death or glory are the only acceptable options for our fallen brothers. We may live their dreams as well. The trades we make tonight will echo in eternity." So obviously, this is a trader about last night. And look, here's the truth, right? I mean, I was watching this last night, and I was gasping for air. I could not believe what was happening. But the truth is, now with a clear head and a clear mind, I mean, anybody can see now it may have been one of the greatest buying opportunities, and there may be another one. I mean, I'm not convinced that we're at the bottom yet, but it goes back to the point of, be greedy when others are fearful, and be fearful when others are greedy, which is what Warren Buffett says. And when everyone's scared is when the opportunity is there. And it's so hard, because when it happens, you're so scared you don't want to do it. And I'm a real estate broker, and I can tell you, during the last housing crash, I have friends who are real estate investors, and they stomped on the market like there was no tomorrow. And I was scared for them when they were buying up these properties at $30,000 and $40,000. I said, I don't know, guys. I don't know if this is going to be good. And then they bought some properties at $80,000. And years later now, those properties that they bought at 30 are worth over 100, and the properties that they bought at 80 are worth over 250 now. So I mean, they just stomped on it, but that's what investors do. You have to be emotionless, and you have to stay on your game, and that's how it works. So let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about here. I had some notes here. Let's see. No, that was it. So anyway, I appreciate everybody being here. Keep your eyes on the market, guys. Listen, this is real. This is money. You guys need to make smart decisions. So do your own research. Know what you're involved with. Know it's volatile. After last night, you should know that there's no guarantees here. And the fact that we're at 15 cents now doesn't mean anything, because we could get back down to 10, 11 cents, and who knows where we can end up. But until XRP is being used in mass adoption for the movement of money, the utility of that is not here to sustain the value, and it's just a speculative asset. So we all can't wait until it's mass adopted, and we're just sitting here waiting and knowing that, Ripple had stated that 2020 is the year of the digital asset, that we expect it to happen this year. So I'm still expecting it to happen. I hope it's going to happen, but there's no guarantees, as everyone knows. So anyway, let's wrap it up. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a member of the Economic Club of New York yet, and I'm not a crypto expert. These are my opinions only. Don't make any financial decisions based on anything I say. This video is intended for education and entertainment purposes only. Please like and subscribe, and hit the notifications button, and share with anybody who you think might do the same. And everybody have a safe and happy weekend. Bye-bye. Guys, I went back and looked up this video that the digital asset investor had shown in his video. So if you missed it in his, it's Ben Bernanke from the Federal Reserve, and I wanted you to hear what he said.
Money. We simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account.
Is that tax money that the Fed is spending?
It's not tax money. We simply use the computer to mark up the size of the account.
Insanity. Insanity. Don't you wish you can do that at home? Everybody have a great day.